And we're live. And it's the new year. Woo! Party on. I don't know where my New Year's hat is. Somebody says I look like a turtle anyway with it. So this is Ripley, formerly Harley Quinn. Um, I said this story somewhere before, but I like Ripley better than Harley. Well, Quinn, as they call them most of the time. Anyway, uh, hello everybody. This is Peter Palmiotti, and this is 2019. Um, so this is the second. If you haven't already seen, I posted on my Instagram my first picture of what will be 100 illustrations of the Griffin, um, and a short video which was sideways, but most people watch it on their phone, so they could flip their phone. Um, Excited to be working on the 100th anthology story. It will only be 4 pages, and I might get into the details of the pages I'm working on, but more than likely, I will be at least posting a sketch or inked illustration or something along those lines each day. There is a purpose to that. My sort of thinking is that I want to do sort of a Disney approach to it. And while I can't, call up my local um, zoo and tell them, "Hey, bring over a griffin so I can examine its habits and motion and all that." Um, Ripley, what are you doing? Hang out with Thumper? Let's see. Will I ruin this? Here's Thumper. And if you see, who's this? Looking the other way. That is Pop Pop. Pop Pop is back. Um, he didn't. It turns out didn't have a forever home. So he's back with me. Clea is in the other room, and by the middle of this month, Angus will be back. He's currently, at least, he's not. He's a little sick, so rather than get my guys sick as well, we're giving him medicine every day, but also he needs to be fixed. Um, Otherwise, he'll get pregnant. No, he's a boy, so that won't happen. But yeah, my two girls here are fixed, so it's not really an issue. Um, anyway, I was talking about my the 100 story. Oh, I'll mention that I did a video and went over a bunch of stuff, but I figured I'll just do a new stream here and make it public afterwards. It's just easier. It's just easier. Um, so yeah, I want to sort of approach it like the old masters of Disney, and where they draw the character, and I might not do any phenomenal drawings or whatever, but that's not the point. It's just getting me into the habit of drawing a griffin. It's a unique creature, and it's different. It's a lot of different takes. Some have the griffin as like a bird face, some more a lion face, and we'll see what final design I come up with. That's really not the point of the story anyway. Um, there's two things in the story if you're curious. One is, he's a protector of a small tribe out somewhere out in the world. Doesn't really matter. And he gets word that he's the last of his kind. So he'll be the last one. And also, he remembers his mother. And be somewhat interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. we'll see how that pans out. Um, Working 30 minutes a day. Well, if all I do is illustrations, it's 30 minutes a day for most of this. It won't take me too long to just, put together 4 pages, considering, it's only in black and white. What my final pages will look like are just, typical comic pages. And do I have anything here? Oh, excuse. I need a new chair for the new year. Let's see. Oh, if you didn't see, this is something I got going on. This is the new Aquaman print. Have you seen the movie? I haven't, so don't tell me any details. But that's pencil by Gary Odd Edmond. Took out everything else. Just my portfolio. I got pages coming to me from the Detective Dead versus Bigfoot Bill. Bigfoot Bill is Doug TenNapel's creation, which I think that I heard making into a video game, so that's really exciting. Detective Dead is Critias. He's on Twitter. He's on YouTube. That's his creation, Detective Dead. And Critias hired me to ink. I think he's a Filipino artist. His name is Sean. No last name. He's on Twitter. He shared the first 3 pages, and I reshared. So if you go to my Twitter feed, you could see them. Really nice stuff. Really nice stuff, and kind of to the point where it makes me a little nervous to do a good job over. But that's always a good thing. Me being nervous about working on pencils is not. It's not a deterrent. It's actually, I really want to just do the best job possible. And I guess it will be colored afterwards. I'm not even sure, but that's regardless. But okay. So I was talking about the 100s until I got off. Yeah. So just like the Aquaman pinup, final pages will be in black and white, and I figured I'll just do that. I'm not going to do any gray tones or ink wash or anything fancy like that. I believe we have the right to publish the story afterwards, like a year after the 100s book is printed and delivered. So maybe I'll color it and put it up somewhere, maybe on my Patreon page or something like that. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, really excited to be working on this story, and it's definitely like there's 31 creators in all. A lot of them are my friends for years on online and as part of the group, and just YouTube and interacting with them and doing hangouts. It's the new it's the return of Pop Pop, and he's exploring. Um, getting to know his friends again. Um, he talked funny. I don't know if if you heard him. But so yeah, really excited to be working on this. After this video, I'll be just sitting down to drawing my day 2 piece. And okay, so most of the first, I was sort of undecided. Like, the 31st was sort of like leading up to my favorite holiday, which I spent with Lisa and her family. And I guess I didn't do too much. But the first, I wanted to make a point of figuring out, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm sort of client work I got coming up, and these are the books I want to be working on as far as my own creations, and sort of put it all into a pile and sort of taking a reevaluation over everything and figuring out um, exactly my schedule. And it always seems to struggle with me. And, um, there's typically, like, if I'm really busy, I just like work and don't worry about it. But I want to sort of create a schedule that's more daily. I want to do more art. I want to work on more comics. I want to do more writing. I'm working on a contract right now, but if that all goes through, then next month I'll start working on a novel for somebody else. But that will essentially be my first written novel. That'll take months, but so I want to start getting into habits. And I spent a large part of yesterday working out my schedule and also realizing that this is not going to take me one day to dive into all this. I'm going to take a month, maybe a little longer, just to sort of ease into it, and we'll see how it goes. I'll do a full video maybe next month about it all, and yeah, fingers crossed. Um, it will go well. So yeah, the main reason for me taking on a lot of work is I want to finance my own books. And even though I'll probably be doing Kickstarters and Indiegogos and whatnot for stuff, um, I want to finance getting the book started. Because it's like you go to a Kickstarter to do a campaign, and it's like you have to be 80%, 90% done with the book. So where's the money come from? I'm making enough to get by myself, but not to pay other people. So that's why I'm taking on a ton of this client work. One of the things, and let me grab a copy. Now, recently I worked on a book with Randy Bishop, and that's supposedly available right now. If you look up Randy Bishop slash Hawk of New York, Hawk of New York has its own Facebook page. I'm sure there's a link posted to where you can pick it up. I was story consultant. I went over the story with Randy a bunch of times while he fine tuned it, and I inked. Came out to 8 pages of that issue, so he can get it out last year, and he was happy with my work. I actually didn't ink over Randy. I inked over the other guy who helped him out on a bunch of pencils, which I really liked his work. But Randy wants to work on the next issue together, so maybe I'll ink the whole issue. Maybe I'll be story consultant again. We shall see. Anyway, it was a great experience. I love Randy. He's an awesome guy. He's currently in Germany with the army and work and whatnot. But in a year, he'll be done with the army and decide on what he wants to do with his career. He wants to do comics full time or something more advanced. We'll see. But really, really nice guy. It's like I'm a nerd. I like to talk movies and comics with him. So we usually Facebook message each other and just talk. Um, and I think we talked about Endgame after that came out. That was a lot of fun. But the other thing is there's P.L. McCall put together this collection not too long ago of his creation, Grace Flynn. P.L. McCall, Phil, is a novelist, and he gave me like I think I have 5 copies of this. I'll probably keep one. So I have 4 to sell. If you're interested, this is like magazine size, and the pages inside. I did it one of the chapters. I think there's probably 6 or 8 chapters, some illustrations in the back. This is all illustrated by Kenny Calderon, who's an awesome artist, and Wild Inks is Kenny's sort of studio name. Um, anyway, Phil, I did Louisville's SuperCon. Well, I was there for 4 hours, but I went there because the meetup specifically with Phil, and I briefly met his family, and we talked a little business, hung out a little bit, met in person. I hope to do a lot more of that this year, 2019. And we're going to do at least one graphic novel. He proposes a whole bunch more. Let's see if. Do, do, do. Probably not. Oh, no, here it is. Cathal Entertainment is his company. Cathal Entertainment. Um, and yeah, he's interested in publishing um, hmm, publishing novels on Grace Flynn and other creations. We're doing a graphic novel together. All I know is it's just going to be vampires, so much like Blood Rights, but different. Um, and I got to sit down and read this one day. Yeah, too much to do. And he proposes a whole bunch of other work, so I'll be working with Phil. I got the novel series. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes well. I'll be doing working again with Randy. I got a short story I'll be writing, and part of it will be illustrated by Andrew Magnum, from what I've been told. But that is with Michael Orr. I'm not actually not sure how you pronounce his last name, but he's doing this whole thing, creating these anthology for the benefit for suicide victims or something to that effect. I'll give you the whole story once I know it. So I'm writing a 4-page story for that. He can't afford a full rate, so I'm just like doing practically nothing. Buy myself a couple of cups of coffee. But I thought it was for a good cause, and he's a cool guy. And actually, he messaged me years ago about working together, but it didn't pan out. But so we'll finally work together on something. And what else can I mention? There's a lot more. Besides my own books that I'll be working on, and I hope that next month I'll really start having money come in, and I'm going to start the process of working with a bunch of my friends on my own books and creations, as well as start publishing my own books. So this month is gearing me up to getting onto a good schedule, at where I got to work on this, I got to work on that, I got to work on this, I got to work on that. I believe I'm totally capable of working on multiple things, and perhaps it's from when I was working for Mall in DC, and everybody had multiple things going on, so it's just integrated. I can never just focus on one thing, and I don't see that as a problem per se. Pop-ups. pop-ups having fun with Ripley or something over in the bedroom. Um, I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a it's like when I restricted myself to just inking, I never felt totally fulfilled. So me dabbling in writing and dabbling in inking and dabbling in doing illustration and I mean, frankly, it's like uh, posting online and being interactive there is like a career unto itself as well. So I don't think anybody does any one thing anymore. So yeah, I got a ton scheduled and lined up, and maybe some of it will fall off, and maybe some more things will pop up. I know I was in talks with other people, so we'll see how it all goes. I hope this is coming out good. All right, so we're going 21 minutes. I think I'll wrap it up here, other than to say, yes, I'll be restructuring my Patreon page, but you go there and support me. As far as YouTube, for the time being, I'm just going to do a weekly video update. Future ones I'll edit, hopefully, or edited videos will have my patrons listed on them. I'm going to really I have bills to pay off first, but then I'll be working on sort of doing new. Oh, my mind is drifting. Yeah, bills to pay off, but then I'll be focused on getting my computer back up and running. Once I got that going, I might buy an editing program or update the one I have. Just not, I'm not 100% happy with what I'm using. So we'll see if there's other options maybe I'll like better. And yeah, let me know what you're up to and comment below. Thank you for everybody who wished me a happy new year and commented on my last video. It's great to know that you miss me. I've been away a little longer than a week, I guess. Um, and I love you all and want to be interactive a lot more down the line. But it's like I feel like a bus making a turn, and it's taken me longer to make that turn, but I think it's for the benefit of all. Um, I saw a quote, and I forget who did it. Yeah, I forget who did it, but it was like, I think it was Stan Lee. It was like, I forget what the quote exactly was, but you know, entertainment is important in this world. Oh, something along the lines of otherwise, people would go insane, because life is hard. Life isn't always easy, and I cherish my my childhood, and because everything seemed a lot simpler back then. But yeah, it is. I watched a lot of news, a lot more news than I normally do in the last couple of months, and it's just horrible things going on left and right. And yeah, we need more good entertainment, and that is what I am setting out to be a big part of. Not only with my art, but with my writing and a combination thereof in comics form. And I hope you all enjoy it and let me know what you like about it. So that's it for now. Love you all. I'll see you again next week. And yeah, also know that more than likely I'll be doing one video a month on my Patreon to talk about this sort of behind the scenes of the studio. I already uploaded one late last year, so not too long ago. Um, and if everything works out, I'll try to do at least one live stream to my patrons, whether anybody shows up or not. You can always send me or post in the comments section any questions or things you want me to talk about on my Patreon live stream, and we'll sort of do like that. I mentioned the D100s. Well, that was created by Kevin Cross, and he does a live stream once a month or when he can, and I figure it's definitely something I want to do. And I will be creating my world's comic for my patrons. So yeah, like I said, I'm getting a lot worked out this month, and that will be definitely part of it. Oh, did I mention this? This is $25. This is a magazine size format. Grace Flynn. The inside front cover is white. So if you want this for 25, then message me. It will be 25 plus shipping. If you want a sketch, I'll just add an additional $10. I'll do it on the inside front cover of the character Grace Flynn, of course. And yeah, so I got four copies of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I got 4 copies on my shelf over there. Randy said he'll send me copies of his book once it's printed, and he could ship them out to me. Pop's so funny. He has a funny voice. And yeah, it'll be much more produced this year, and I'm so excited about it all. Okay, I'll check you out soon. All right, love you all. Bye.